You are watching Frankly Speaking Sports, live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Frankly Speaking Sports on this very beautiful Monday evening here from Charlotte, North Carolina. And boy, do we have lots and lots and lots of sports topics to talk about pertaining in the Carolina area this evening. Want to thank you all for joining. We're going to give a couple minutes here for all of our platforms to go ahead and identify themselves. We're going to talk today about the tough loss by the Carolina Panthers to the Minnesota Vikings. We're going to talk a little baseball after that. You got the American League and National League Championship Series going on. We'll give you an update there. Also, we will talk about the Carolina Hurricanes. Hockey team has started their season. They're off to a fast 2-0 start. We'll tell you a little bit about what's going on there, who's been hot the first two games, and what the Hurricanes need to work on so far that they're showing after the first two games. For all of you fans that are on, if you can please do me a favor, share this to your timeline. We would surely appreciate it. We have lots of fans on Facebook. We have fans on YouTube Live. We have a number of fans on Twitch. I want to thank Twitch very much. We're growing the Twitch network. And we want to, of course, thank everybody from Tobacco Road Sports Radio for listening as well. Just a great, great show for you. We're going to start it in a moment here. But before we do anything, we want to update you on and we'll talk about the Red Sox a little bit later in this show, but in the bottom of the second inning in Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts, Kyle Schwarber hits a grand slam. That's right, a grand salami to give the Boston Red Sox a 6-0 lead. Right now over the Houston Astros, they're already up 2-0 in that series. So should the Red Sox win tonight, they have a 6-0 lead now in the bottom of the second. Still plenty of time left. They would go up 3-0. But right now, folks, we're going to talk some, let's see what I have up here. We're going to talk some Carolina Panthers football to start off the show. Panthers dropped to 3-3 after the 34-28 loss to the Minnesota Vikings. And, you know, you listen around town, it doesn't matter if it's the local sports networks or the ESPN networks or so, and whatever it is. But, you know, everybody wants to know, what is wrong with the Carolina Panthers? What is wrong with the Carolina Panthers? You know, here's a team started out 3-0, had all this promise, and now they're 3-3. When you look at 3-3, not necessarily a terrible record, but when you see how they started and where they are today, there are certainly some things that have to be fixed on this team and in this organization in order for them to move in the right direction. For all of you folks out there, we are going to be taking phone calls. You know, so if you want to go ahead and call in or leave comments under the comment section, you can go ahead and do that. The call-in number here is 813-922-9810. That's right, 813-922-9810. If you want to talk some sports here on Frankly Speaking Sports. We're talking about the Carolina Panthers right now. We're going to go in detail. We're going to go in depth here. You can also leave comments under the comment section. But yesterday afternoon, not a pretty sight for Carolina Panther fans. You know, one of the things that I said when I was reviewing this game, previewing this game on Thursday night, there were a couple of keys we talked about, Carolina Panther fans, that needed to be done in order for our Carolina Panthers to go ahead and to prevail in this game against the Vikings. The first thing we said that needed to be done was keep the defense off the field. That means keep the defense off the field. Okay, the first way you do it is we said you have to sustain long drives by running the football. Okay, for some reason in this game, Chuba Hubbard was running the ball very well in the first half, but when they went to the second half, for some reason, they decided not to run the ball like they did in the first half, and it cost them dearly. What happens is on first down, they were throwing the ball. They didn't connect, and when they didn't connect, it cost them to throw the ball more and more and more, and they were not successful. So that part of the game didn't happen. We said keep the defense off the field. How many offensive plays did the Minnesota Vikings run? 84 plays. 84 plays this team ran on the Carolina Panthers. Way too many plays for them to run. We said keep the defense off the field so they can be fresh. Panthers, 2 for 12 on third down conversion. 2 for 12. We said keep the defense off the field. Well, how do you keep the defense off the field if you're only, successfully hitting on third downs 2 of 12 times? It just doesn't happen. Meanwhile, the Vikings offense converted 7 of 16 third down conversions. Well, if your defense allows them over 50% of the time or at 50% of the time to succeed on third down, what happens? Your defense is not off the field, okay? The Vikings time possession, almost 38 minutes in this game. 38 minutes of possession in this game. Well, if they have 38 minutes of possession in this game, it means your defense is on the field 38 minutes of this game. Way, way too much. Okay, we said the other thing we said is you have to contain their running game. How would you contain their running game? You got to contain, we said, Dalvin Cook. What did Dalvin Cook do? He ran for 140 yards. Meanwhile, this offense for the Minnesota Vikings accumulated 571 yards, 198 of them on the ground, 373 through the air. You're not going to win ball games if you can't stop the opposing team from running. Then we said you got to win the turnover battle. Well, that started off on the wrong foot right away when Sam Darnold threw that interception. Now, I'm going to tell you something, folks. You can say what you want about Sam Darnold, but Sam Darnold did not lose that football game for you yesterday. Cut the crap and stop using Sam Darnold as the scapegoat on this team. There was a lot of other factors, which we're going to talk about, that lost this game for the Carolina Panthers. But Sam Darnold was the least of your worry yesterday. Besides that one turnover, that one interception, overall, Sam Darnold played a pretty darn good game. It's amazing. We remember Sam Darnold throwing that interception on the first play of the game. Why don't we remember what he did in the last series of regulation to bring the team back down the field 96 yards, score the tying touchdown, which ended up in the tying 2-point conversion? No, because as Carolina Panthers fans, we only want to remember the negative things about Sam Darnold, nothing about the positive. He was not the reason this game was lost yesterday. The reason was every single player on this team contributed to that loss yesterday. That was a team loss. Then the defense, after we tie the game, goes ahead and allows the winning touchdown drive in overtime. Now, take for granted we can make every excuse in the books, Panther fans, and I hear everybody. We're going to talk about the offense and the offensive miscues in a minute, but everybody talks about it wasn't the defense. The defense kept us in this game. The defense did this. The defense did that. Bull crap. Don't look at me and stop sticking up for this defensive team. For the first time, this defense did not play well. They gave up 4 sacks on I apologize. They went ahead and they gave up 571 yards in offense to the Minnesota Vikings. They ran up and down the field. They threw up and down the field. In overtime, they ran right down the field on this team. This team did not play great defense. Now, are we missing 4 or 5 key players on defense? Absolutely. But we can't make excuses. That's where depth comes in. And starting next week, you're going to see some of these players returning. I believe you're going to see Gilmore starting next week. But yesterday, no pressure at all on Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins threw at will. At will. And by no means can anybody in this area, fans of the Carolina Panthers or coaches of this staff, say that the defense was not part of the reason we lost. That is bullcrap, okay? This was a team loss in all facets of the game, okay? Also, Kirk Cousins, 33 of 48, 373 yards, 3 touchdown passes. Adam Thielen, 11 receptions, 126 yards, 1 touchdown. That's just the defensive side of the ball, folks. It gets worse on the offense. And we can say what you want. Why did Joe Brady change up? Why did Joe Brady do this? Why did Joe Brady do that? At the end of the day, the players on the field are the ones who have to execute. The coaches call the plays. Joe Brady calls the play. Now, why did Joe Brady stop the running game in the second half like he's done all season long? I have no clue. I cannot understand why he doesn't continue to do what is successful in the first half. But for whatever reason, he did. But that did not lose the game. Okay? What lost the game is stuff like this. Robbie Anderson complaining last week he's not getting enough touches. When he finally gets an opportunity to get enough touches, he doesn't catch the damn football. This team had 8 drop passes yesterday. 1/3 of the passes that were thrown were dropped, of the missed passes were dropped passes by DJ Moore, Chuba Hubbard, Tremble had one, and I can't tell you how many Robbie Anderson had. But a lot of dropped footballs. Okay. We have to stop blaming Sam Darnold. This was not Sam Darnold's fault. Now, did Sam Darnold play a game that was extraordinary and unquestionably one of the best games in the career of an NFL quarterback? Absolutely not. But at the end of this day, You cannot drop 8 passes. 8 passes that could have led to first down yardage. It would have kept your drives going. And guess what else it would have done, folks? It would have kept your defense off the field. You keep your defense off the field, and they're going to be refreshed and ready to go and not extremely tired, okay? Some of this is coaching, folks, as well. Coaching. We are being out-coached at halftime. What's going on is we are coming up with a game plan that is pretty good. We use it in the first half. The first half we do real well. We either stay close or we have a lead at halftime. And then for some reason, we feel like we have to make the adjustments to change things up when things are already working. You know, the old saying say you don't need to fix stuff if it isn't broken. But at the end of the day, they're trying to make adjustments to fool this team, and you can't have Sam Darnold throwing the ball 40 times. And what happens when you start throwing on first down, which sometimes is good, folks, and I like it because it pushes back the D-backs and the linebackers, but if you're not successful at throwing on first down and you attempt it, you're pretty much throwing a lot the rest of the game because now they put you in throwing situations. You got to stick to the run. You got to keep the run as part of your repertoire in the offense throughout the whole 60 minutes of the game, not just the first 30 minutes. And I question why Joe Brady is changing things up. But don't blame Joe Brady for the drop passes. Don't blame Joe Brady for the 4 sacks. Don't blame Joe Brady for the pressure that Sam Darnold gets on him, okay? We know we need help on the offensive line. There is no doubt about it that this offensive line has lots and lots and lots of trouble with our opposing defensive lines, okay? But we got to figure it out. Something's got to give. This isn't on the quarterback. This is on the entire team. 11 players on offense, 11 players on defense. Nobody came out to play yesterday. This team was not ready. This team was flat from the get-go, and it showed. And still, they brought the game into overtime and had a chance to win. I thought that last series of the regulation time was unbelievable. That was the offense we were looking for. But once again, you know, when you look at some of this, you know, Darnold was sacked 4 times. DJ Moore had 13 targets and only 5 receptions. He dropped some footballs. Robbie Anderson, 11 targets yesterday. He's crying, I need the ball, I need the ball, I need the ball. Well, for some reason, the ball didn't need you because it kept falling out of your hands yesterday. And out of 11 targets, you only had 3 receptions. It wasn't like Sam Darnold was throwing the ball wildly and all over the place. He actually was, you know, for the most part, within an area of the players that were going to receive the football. Yes, the double timeout was stupid, but there was a couple of receivers were out. The 2 receivers got confused. He didn't know what to do in that situation. Got caught up with an extra timeout. But once again, the problem in this game was 8 dropped footballs and our inability to not stop the offense of the Minnesota Vikings. And yet, we still had a chance, folks. Still had a chance to win that football game in overtime. But what happened in overtime? Our defense that we brag about so much, they didn't have it. They were out of gas. They were tired. Whatever baby excuses all the fans around want to make. But at the end of the day, it is their job to stop the Minnesota Vikings in overtime, and they failed to do that and give us an opportunity to come down the field and score. Okay, we were tied up at the end of regulation time. We had a chance. Nothing more than we could ask for. Stop blaming the offense for everything, although the offense played an atrocious, terrible, disgusting, disgraceful game. But at the end of the day, they still gave you a chance to win that ball game. And, you listen to Matt Rule, and Matt Rule says, our defense played well enough to give us a chance to win. Your defense played like crap, Matt Rule. If you can't look at the film and see that your defense gave up 571 yards, and, they ran right on your throat in overtime, and just blew you guys away in overtime, then you don't deserve to be a coach of the National Football League. I'm sorry. You can't sit there and honestly believe that your defense did the job yesterday. They didn't, and it's okay. It's okay. We're going to get better. We're going to learn. We're going to get some players back. We're going to be better as the season goes on. But don't make excuses, okay? That game was on everyone. Defense, offense, special teams, you name it. They were part of the reason we lost. You cannot separate. Then you come out and say Sam Darnold's not there yet. Okay, Sam Darnold's not there because your receivers dropped 8 passes. Sam Darnold's not there because your offensive line is one of the worst in the NFL. Okay? No. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to say. It's ridiculous to call him out. Okay, at the end of the day, part of the reason this team is losing these games is the coaching staff not coaching up to par in the second half of football games. That's what I want to hear the coach say. I want the coach to have enough shenanigans to come out and say, we as a coaching staff are not doing the necessary job, A, to prepare these guys, and B, to adjust to the situations during the game to overcome our opponents. That's what a leader says, and that's what that rule should be saying. Now, next week, folks, we play a New York Giants team, and don't think again that it's an automatic win, okay? Every team in the NFL, and I've told you this over and over and over again, comes to play, and the Giants are going to definitely come to play. I'm looking at some other notes here. At the end of the day, we're going to have to come to this game. It's in New Jersey. It's on the road, and we got to execute, okay? Every single player has to execute on every single play. And that's the way it needs to be told. That's the attitude. That's the mindset. That's the aura you have to have on the playing field and in the locker room, that on every given play, I have a job to do as a player. And I need to make sure I'm doing my job, whatever position I play. If I need to block, I need to block. If I need to run, I need to run. If I need to catch the darn football, I catch the darn football. Okay. Every single player. The key word here is execution. Execution, execution, execution. And if you're going to be successful and you're going to win versus the New York Giants and have that winning record after next weekend, you have to execute, not excuses. Execute, and you will prevail. Okay, that's all it is. It's who executes better on every given play. And you got to make it look like, folks, and you got to think of it as players, as this could be the last play that you ever play in the NFL. How do you want to go out? How do you want to be remembered? But at the end of the day, you need to sit down and really evaluate yourself and say to yourself, what do I need to do to make my team successful? And whatever you got to do, that's what you do. Okay? Don't make things so freaking complicated. At the end of the day, It's a football game. You do what you're supposed to do, and your team will win. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you fans that love different groups, love sports groups, you love being involved, you love talking positive, well, we got a group for you on Facebook. Go to Carolina Panthers Den, one of the leading groups of all Carolina Panther groups. They love to go ahead and interact with the fans. It's not a negative group now. If you want to talk negative, go to one of those other damn groups. But Carolina Panthers Den is one of those groups that speak positive about our team on an ongoing basis. They love our Carolina Panthers, and even more, they love to talk about our Carolina Panthers. So if you're a Carolina Panther fan and you want to go ahead, get involved, interact, get the latest update on Carolina Panthers news, join on Facebook, Carolina Panthers Den. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick 15-second break to allow our stations to identify themselves. You are watching Frankly Speaking Sports, live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Welcome back to Frankly Speaking Sports. Hope you guys liked the first half hour show. I wanted to be as honest as possible. You know, one of the things I believe and we believe on, not just Frankly Speaking Sports, but on Tobacco Road Sports Radio, we're going to give you our honest opinions. It may not be the most favorable opinions, but it's going to be honest. We're not here to sugarcoat anything. On this channel and on this station, we give you the information we believe is going to help you guys, try to figure out things you're looking to go ahead and figure out. And I hope you enjoyed that first two segments of our show talking about the Carolina Panthers and the tough loss. And folks, stay positive. Stay positive. Everything is going to be okay. We just, we need to learn how to win. That's what we need to do. The good teams learn how to win, like the Arizona Cardinals, even the Dallas Cowboys right now. They're finding ways to win. We're going to learn that too. We're going to learn the ways to win these close games as the season progresses and as we continue to get better and better. Ladies and gentlemen, a quick update. We have the Boston Red Sox leading the Houston Astros, bottom of the third inning, runner on first, 2 outs, and the Red Sox are just running away with game 3 of this series, 9-0. And, as we look at my notes here and I look up some different stuff, the Red Sox, what unbelievable. They go ahead, they beat the Tampa Bay Rays, and now they're winning 9-0. They're up 2-0 over the Houston Astros. And I'll tell you what, even though the Astros have Altuve, who's batting so far in the playoffs, 250, 2 homers, 6 RBIs, and Kyle Tucker, the right fielder, 280, 2 homers, and 8 RBIs, this Red Sox team can hit. Tonight, Kyle Schwarber in the bottom of the second comes up and hits a grand slam, give them a 6-0 lead. At that time, it's now 9-0. The Boston Red Sox. And you look at Schwarber, Enrique Hernandez, before tonight's game, batting .500. He has 5 homers in the postseason, 9 RBIs. You got Rafael Devers, .310, 3 homers, 10 RBIs in the playoffs. And then you got, listen to this, guys, all those guys batting over .300. And then you had Bogarts, Verdugo, Martinez, all are over .500 in the playoffs. This is a Red Sox team that has a very potent, as you can tell, offense. And if they can keep that pitching going, which it's going right now through this next game, they can very easily sweep the Houston Astros. They're up 2-0, about to be 3-0, playing game 4 in Fenway Park, which is one of the best baseball venues in the world to have a game in. Loud, crazy. They love their Red Sox. And right now, like I said, it is 9-0. The third inning just came to an end. Meanwhile, all you Brave fans out there, how about those Braves, man? They're up 2-0. The Braves are versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. Those teams are off tonight. They'll play again tomorrow. But how about Eddie Rosario? Game 2 had 4 hits, including the game-ending single to give the Braves a 5-4 victory. Their second straight game walk-off. Incredible. Now, the teams that have gone up 2-0 in the series are actually 84% of the time the teams have won with the 2-0 lead. And I apologize, folks. I said the Red Sox were up 2-0 in that series. Excuse me, I got confused a little bit. The Astros and Red Sox are actually tied up, 1-1. Red Sox are winning tonight 9-0. If they win today, it'll be up 2-1, with the next game being at Fenway Park. So I do apologize. Won't be a sweep in that one. The Astros actually won the first game. The Red Sox won the second and are leading again tonight. But, when you look at this Braves team, unbelievable. Jock Peterson, what a great job he's doing for the Atlanta Braves. And tomorrow night, Charlie Morton will be going for the Atlanta Braves. So the Braves are now up 2-0. They're the ones that were up 2-0. Los Angeles Dodgers, unbelievable season they had during the regular season. I believe 106 wins, but right now the Atlanta Braves are leading that series with timely hitting, 2 walk-off wins, just two unbelievable games, and terrific pitching by the Braves. So, guys, 2 more games and they go to the World Series. So it's the Dodgers and Braves. The winner of that series plays in the World Series versus the winner of the Astros and the Red Sox. Well, once again, the Red Sox leading 9-0 in the top of the 4th inning now. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back from another station break, we're going to talk a little bit about the Carolina Hurricanes. How about those Hurricanes? Off to a 2-0 start. We're also going to be talking about the Charlotte Hornets open up Wednesday night. We'll briefly talk about them. As far as College Football Tuesday goes, want to remind you, tomorrow night, College Football Tuesday. What an incredible show we have lined up for you. And boy, do we have, seeing if I can see, lots and lots to talk about. Boy, LSU going with a new coach next year at Oregon, gone after this season. Reports, breaking news out of Washington State that they have terminated coach Nick Rolovich. They fired him because he refused to get the COVID-19 vaccine. So tomorrow night, both myself, Zach McKinnell, will be talking, not just previewing and reviewing the games from the previous weeks and the upcoming week, but also about those big stories in college football. And I'm talking about some big stories. Let's go ahead and take a station break. When we come back, we talk some Carolina Hurricane hockey. You are watching Frankly Speaking Sports, live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Hey! Welcome back to Frankly Speaking Sports. I'm your host, Larry Frank. Hope you're all having a great night. If you folks would like to go ahead on whatever platform you're on, if you're on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, go ahead. Call in if you want to talk some Carolina sports, whether it's the Panthers, the Hurricanes, the Hornets, whatever it might be, whatever interests you. Go ahead. Give us a phone call at 813-922-9810. Also, we have a comment section here. If you want your name to be used, please give permission to StreamYard to use your name. It's on the intro to our show. We also want to remind you that those of you folks, and I'm sure you're reading this scrolling across the bottom of our show, if you are on Twitter and you like to get the latest updates on all the breaking news in the world of sports, then join our Twitter account. That's right. Join our Twitter account. It's right there on the screen now. It's at Larry Frankus. That's with the U.S. at the end of my name. And you can get all the latest updates, all the latest tweets from the best insiders in the world of sports. That's right. It's free. You go to Twitter. If you have a Twitter account, just go to Twitter. It's simple, folks. You go ahead and follow me. It's Frankly Speaking Sports, but it's at Larry Frankus is the Twitter handle. LARYFRANKUS. And you will be following the most updated news in the world of sports. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a busy time of year. You got baseball finishing up. We just told you about the Red Sox about to go up 2-1 unless there's an amazing comeback by the Astros tonight. The Braves are up 2-0 in their series. Okay, we have football already, 6 games already. Can you believe it? 6 games have been completed in the season. And then we got basketball and hockey. You got the Carolina, first of all, the Charlotte Hornets are starting their season this Wednesday night, October 20th, 7 p.m. They got their first game of the season is home. I think it's the Indiana Pacers, if I remember correctly. Then they go away for 2 or 3 games before coming back home. So, tickets are really low. I think they're starting as low as $9 for opening night. $9 to go see the Charlotte Hornets NBA basketball team here in Charlotte. Unbelievable. Looking to have an exciting season this year. They should be exciting. They can always use the fan support. So get out there and enjoy the Charlotte Hornets this Wednesday night, October 20th at 7 p.m. Now, as far as another sports go, how about those Carolina Hurricanes? My goodness gracious, off to a 2-0 start. It's been so quiet around here because everyone's thinking Panthers, everyone's thinking college football. We forgot about the beginning of hockey and the Hurricanes with a victory over the Islanders the other night, and then Saturday night, a victory over the Nashville Predators. They're now 2-0. They have only allowed 9 goals in 2 games. I'm sorry, they have only allowed 5 goals in 2 games, which is 2.5 in those 2 games. It was they beat the Predators 3-2 on Saturday. They had 2 third-period goals, one being an empty netter. But I'll tell you what, goalie Frederick Anderson was the main reason they won that game on Saturday. He had 40 shots on him, 38 saves. And I'll tell you what, folks, He was all over the place, knocking pucks away and doing a great, great job. It was the first period. Jesper Fast got his second goal of the season from Jordan Stahl and Jacob Slavin. Both got assists. Then it went to the third period. And, Andrei, I'm sorry, I almost got that name wrong. Svechnikov. I don't know why I have trouble with Svechnikov. Andrei Svechnikov, who had 7 shots on goal in the game, got his third goal of the season, assisted by Martin Nikasi and Brett Pesce, who both got their first assists of the year. Then you had an empty netter by Teuvo Teravainen, who had his second goal of the season. Pesce got his second assist, and Alho also got an assist in that game. But, the one key thing is we were 0 for 4 on power plays. So a power play, after the first 2 games, when you look at this Hurricane team, so far Stahl has 2 assists. I think Jordan Stahl, the captain, has 2 assists on the season. We mentioned that Andrei Svechnikov has 3 goals already, but they're getting shots on goal. But unfortunately, they're allowing a lot of shots on goal. And this is a team that still needs to work in front of the goal and in front of their goaltender to knock shots away. Now, they did a pretty good job blocking 12 shots, but they're giving the other team way too many chances on shots on goal, 40 in the game. Thank goodness to Frederick Anderson. Great, great job. Now, meanwhile, I said the Hurricanes were 0 for 4 on the power play, which is not good. But on the flip side of this, give the defense credit where credit is due. They held the Predators to no playoff goals on 4 attempts. So a great, great job by the defense. But like I said, a great, great, great job by the Carolina Hurricanes and Rob Brindamore and his team. Like I said, need a little bit more work on defense, but they're winning. They're winning. So I believe they won the first game. Let's see. I believe the first game, if I remember correctly, they won by the score of 6-3 or something like that. So Carolina Hurricanes off to a tremendous, tremendous start. Like I said, and I believe they play this upcoming Thursday, the 21st, 7 p.m. Their next game is versus the Canadiens. If they beat the Canadiens, they'll be 3-0 on the season. And we'll be covering the Carolina Hurricanes and the Charlotte Hornets a lot more now that those seasons are getting underway. But you got to be happy. You got to be happy with Svechnikov. You got to be happy with Teravainen. You got to be happy with Stahl. You got to be happy with Pesce. These guys are all playing well. That line seems to be doing well, that first line. So as they get comfortable and as they get in rhythm, this could be a very, very good year for your Carolina Hurricanes. And like I said, we'll keep you posted more as the season goes on. But congratulations to Rob Brindamore and the Carolina Hurricanes for getting off to a fast 2-0 start. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to open up the phone lines. Monday night, we give you the opportunity to go ahead, ask questions, leave comments. Unfortunately, haven't had a lot of comments. It kind of concerns me because there's so many fans out there, and you hear them, you see them on Facebook, and all they're doing is bitching and complaining about the Carolina Panthers. And then you give them an opportunity to go ahead and call in or leave a comment and get their voice heard, and they shy away. They shy away, they shy away, and they shy away. Well, we'll give you that opportunity. If you want it, great. If you don't, I understand. But there's the number, 813-922-9810. Give us a phone call. What do you got to lose? Or go ahead and leave a comment under the comment section, and we'll go ahead and we'll try to answer your question accordingly. I'm going to go ahead and see if we can get a quick update here. Here we go on the okay, the Astros are coming back, top of the fourth inning. 2 outs. They've scored 3 runs. Let's see if I can find out what's going on in that game for you, folks. It looks like Kyle Tucker hit a 3-run homer. Okay, Kyle Tucker, who we talked about earlier in the broadcast, how well of a season, preseason, postseason he's been having for the Astros. He was batting before this game .280 with 2 home runs and 8 RBIs, while Ed home run number 3 and now 11 RBIs as he hits a 3-run homer, gets a third of the runs back for the Astros with 1 swing. And the score in the top of the fourth is now 1-1 with 2 outs and a runner on first. We'll try to keep you posted while we got a little bit of time left in the show. We got about 10 minutes left in the show, but 9-3, top of fourth. Red Sox still leading, but the Astros are attempting a comeback. And that's the great thing about baseball is that it's a long game. This game is not over for either of those 2 teams in the 4th inning in a 6-run deficit. I mean, that Astros lineup is incredible. Bergman, Altuve, Tucker, Gurriel, they're just an unbelievable team. So, don't think that, I know I said if the Red Sox win, they go up 2-1, but this is a series and this is a game that could, you never know. It'll go to the bullpens. And whichever bullpen prevails is going to win this game. But don't think this game is over if you're a Red Sox fan just yet. Plenty of time. Over half the game is left in Fenway Park. Earlier today, we talked about the Carolina Panthers. If you want to go ahead, like I said, call in. Leave a comment under the comment section. I see we have folks on. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. I'm not going to beg you to go ahead and call in, but, for those of you that want to speak your mind and, have yourself heard about the Carolina Panthers or anything else, this is the time to go ahead and do so. We got about 10 minutes left in the show. I have a phone number up there for you. Utilize it. Use it if you'd like, or just leave a comment on the comment section, and we'll go ahead and answer your comments as well. Next week, we talked about the New York Giants. Who knows who's going to be playing for the Giants this upcoming week, but that's going to be another tough game. Don't think it's the New York Giants, like I said earlier, and you're automatically going to run away with it. It's in their home field. And right now, not only do you have a struggling Giants team, folks, if you haven't noticed, you also have a struggling Panthers team. So this would be a game where the Panthers can go in. If they can win this game, they'll still have a winning record at 4-3, still a respectable record with right now 11 games remaining in the season. Can't believe I'm saying that already. 6 games have been played already in this NFL season. But, once again, it'll be a big game this Sunday. They're going to have to come out and fix some things. We talked about those things that they need to fix. And hopefully, with Phil Snow and Joe Brady and Matt Rule, they'll, instead of making excuses, they'll get these guys ready to play some football. But you're going to have to stop the run. And on the flip side of it, you're going to have to run. And on Wednesday night, once again tomorrow, College Football Tuesday, beginning at 9 p.m. with Zach McKinnell. And then on Wednesday night, live from Charlotte, North Carolina, we bring you Frankly Speaking Panthers, where we will preview the upcoming game versus the New York Giants. We'll try to get either someone from the Panthers or someone from the Giants to join us live in our Frankly Speaking Sports studio to help us break down that game, preview that game, and predict the outcome of that football game as well. Seeing if there's any other notes that I wrote down here that we didn't get to. And a lot of people, it bugs me a little bit, and I understand the importance of Christian McCaffrey. There's no doubt everybody understands the importance. But if it takes one player to lose that costs you the season, then you don't have a very good team. And don't get me wrong, Christian McCaffrey is a great player. But he's been hurt most of last year, and it looks like he's going to be hurt most of this year, okay? You got to fix that problem and understand that you may not have Christian McCaffrey that long. We don't know if Christian McCaffrey will ever, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to, be negative or be insensitive, but we don't know if Christian McCaffrey is going to return to his regular form. I mean, it's going to be sooner or later, we're going to have to ask that question, folks. What is the deal with Christian McCaffrey? What has to be done? I mean, this hamstring is obviously an ongoing problem for the last 2 years. So we're going to have to see if they can heal it. But if not, I don't want to be the person to, give you unfortunate news. We don't know how much longer he'll be playing. So hopefully he gets healthy and he's able to come back. But in the meantime, you can't wait for Christian McCaffrey to come back. If you're not comfortable, okay, and I am comfortable with Chuba Hubbard if they use him correctly, but if this coaching staff is not comfortable with Chuba Hubbard, now let me explain. I'm comfortable with Chuba Hubbard running the football. I'm not comfortable with him catching the football. So which means that if you're looking for an all-purpose back, somebody that can catch the ball out of the backfield as well as run the ball, you may have to go outside the organization to find that. There are some free agents. You may have to make a trade with somebody who maybe has somebody who's not that happy where they're at right now. And there are such running backs still out there that are available that maybe you need to bring in, okay? Some people said, Larry, is it time to bring in another quarterback to challenge Sam Darnold? And it's a fair question, but I don't think just yet. A lot of people talking about why not bring Cam back? Cam's available. Cam's healthy. Cam's been working out. Right now, you want to give Sam Darnold every opportunity to be your starting quarterback, because once you go away with Sam Darnold from being your starting quarterback, it's very, very difficult to go back. So before you make that move and bring somebody in like a Cam Newton or whoever else might be out there to challenge Sam, you better make sure that you're okay with the result should Sam not do well and you have to put another quarterback in there. And that's easier said than done. But I think you still owe Sam the benefit of the doubt for a couple of more games. I mean, guys, come on. 8 drop passes, a third of the passes, incomplete passes, were dropped passes yesterday. He was sacked 4 times. Come on. Look what he did on the last drive to bring the team back and tie the game up. Stop blaming the kid. It's not all his fault. He owns some of the blame, okay? But you got to understand that not everybody's going to play like Tom Brady. There's only one Tom Brady. There's only one Aaron Rodgers. There's only one Dak Prescott. Not everybody's going to play up to those abilities. But, when you look at this team and you look what Sam has been given to work with, you got to really ask yourself, Has he been given a fair shot? If you can say yes, then yes. But I don't think you can. Not with that offensive line. No Christian McCaffrey. Okay? 8 drop passes. A defense that gave up 571 yards. Total offense yesterday. 300 on the ground, almost 200 on the ground, over 300 in the air. There's a lot of things to work on. It's not just Sam Darnold. Okay? So understand that, folks. When you look at this team, look at it as an offensive unit and a defensive unit. And right now, if you're going to blame anyone, you blame everyone. Because this is a team, Carolina Panthers. Everybody yesterday, including every single coach on that team, was responsible for that loss. And come this Sunday, when we're playing the Giants in MetLife Stadium, whether we win or lose, it's going to be because of every single player and every single coach on this team. We win as a team, we lose as a team. Ladies and gentlemen, want to thank you very much for tuning in tonight to Frankly Speaking Sports. We'll see you tomorrow on College Football Tuesday. Good night.